When I first got the car, I drove 1,200 miles within a week.
Wow.
And normally I'll get bad back pain, feel
Right.
quite tired. Nothing, no issues at all with this. It feels like you're going back to like a DOS system.
Oh, right.
So what, back in 1980s?
Yep.
No,
Okay.
no range anxiety, which a lot of people say, oh, what about range anxiety? I've had nothing. So
Yeah.
I test drove quite a lot that were on my list.
Right.
And this one just blew me away instantly. Just the comfort of it. I had a list, yeah. Unfortunately, the Tesla wasn't on there at the time, but now come to think about it, I'm actually quite glad I chose this car.
I'm Dave. This is Dave Takes It On. Let's have a chat with Jack. Now, you contacted me through the channel.
I certainly did, yes, yeah.
And you asked me
To come along to the Ionic 6 meeting.
Right, so this is an Ionic 6 meeting. We met up this morning at the BP Pulse Giga Charger.
Yes.
Giga Hub, that's it, at the NEC.
Yep.
And there was about 6 or 7, 8 Ionic 6s
Yeah,
there.
very good turnout for us.
So what is the Ionic 6 user group?
So the Ionic 6 user group it's people that like traditional cars. So if you look at an Ionic 6 and you look at the infrastructure around it, it's built more like a proper car. So it's got buttons rather than a big screen. And it's just people who enjoy driving. So proper hands-on rather than letting the car drive itself like other manufacturers out there. And for us, it's more like a family because you don't see many on the road, which is why it brings us together and we can all share hints and tips about how we operate and drive with the Ionic 6.
But you're all over the country, so this is not face-to-face on a regular basis.
No.
And this is quite new as well,
I gather. Yeah, it's the first event that I've set up for the Ionic 6 owners. And for me, it's been fantastic. I've never set up an event before, but to see that such a good turnout, I'm very happy with that.
And you do most of it on Facebook, I believe.
Yes, yeah. So we've got a Facebook group called the Ionic 6 UK Owners.
And there's quite a group of people
Yeah, I think we've got about 1,700 members in there.
Oh, wow, excellent.
I was surprised when I saw the numbers.
Ionic 6?
Yeah, Ionic 6.
Are there that many on the roads?
I've only seen about 5. It's very rare.
So they can find you on Facebook. We'll put some links up at the bottom of the video so we can get people looking at you.
Yes, yeah.
So they can contact you on Facebook and you pass information between.
I certainly do, yes.
So you've been driving one for a while and you can say things. Someone who's thinking of buying one or leasing one might come to you and say, is it a good car? Is it worth having?
Yes.
So let's just cover the car then quickly.
Yeah.
This is an Ionic 6.
It is, yes.
And how long have you had it?
I've had this for about 4 months now.
Okay. Why did you get it?
So I got this one because the range it does. So I do a lot of mileage for work, and this one gave me the best sort of range. So
this is a works
it's a works car, yes.
And you're on a salary sacrifice?
Salary sacrifice, yes.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So these today, for anyone thinking of a vehicle, they're a no-brainer, aren't they? Money-wise?
Exactly, yes.
I guess so many people telling me, oh, I could have a Porsche Taycan for the price of a Ford Focus. Yeah, it's just crazy.
It is,
so this was one of your choices.
It was.
Did you have a list of
I had a list, yeah. Unfortunately, the Tesla wasn't on there at the time, but now come to think about it, I'm actually quite glad I chose this car.
It's a traditional car. The Tesla is a step further for you.
It certainly is, because you got more of the touchscreen buttons and it's quite distractive, whereas this, you got the actual indicator stalks, which Tesla don't have anymore.
No.
And everything's done by dial, so you can set your temperature just by all the buttons again, which is what I quite like. Which is what I like about traditional automotives.
Right. Okay. So you chose this one, and it arrived.
Yes.
Had you driven an EV before you got this?
So I test drove a Tesla Model 3,
right,
a Model Y, and a Skoda Enyaq.
Oh yes.
So I test drove quite a lot that were on my list.
Right.
And this one just blew me away instantly. Just the comfort of it. It's phenomenal.
I think we all hit that moment where you think, this is the car for me. And it doesn't matter what it is.
No.
I'm a Tesla man. It doesn't matter what it is. You get in the car and think, actually, I like this.
Exactly, yes.
And that happened with this
one.
Oh,
it certainly did, yes.
Yeah.
And then...
sorry, yeah.
And then, you know, at the far route, and it's this beautiful car. Really, really enjoyed it. So I thought it was a no-brainer. Let's go for it.
So first time in it as your own car.
Yep.
Any fears, any worries, range anxiety, anything?
No, no range anxiety, which a lot of people say, oh, what about range anxiety? I've had nothing, because no matter where you go, there's always an EV charger.
Yeah.
I've got to be honest with you, there is, and I can charge up at home.
Yes.
So that, for range anxiety, went out the window. The only problem that I thought about was the sort of inbuilt sat-nav, about how to use it, how do you precondition your battery, but then I realised it actually does it all for you.
Right.
So that was the only issue I had.
Yeah.
Everything else was spot on.
That really is the learning curve.
It is.
How do you operate it?
Exactly.
It's not the car itself.
No.
Driving it, it's such a simple car. Every car, EV, is a simple car to drive because it's basically a steering wheel, 2 pedals, and you don't use one of them.
Yeah, exactly. One pedal driving. Easy.
And, things like, oh, where's the handbrake? No, we don't have
don't
one.
need one. No.
So it's the learning curve really is just learning what it can do, and how much you want the car to take over.
Correct.
With things like driver assist features, so your adaptive cruise control, etc.
Correct.
Any regrets when you got it? Anything you thought, I hate this, or I wish it had this?
Yes.
Go on.
Technology.
Right.
It feels like you're going back to like a DOS system.
Oh, right.
So what, back in 1980s?
Yeah, before tablets.
Way before tablets, yeah. So when you look at the technology, you realise, but this is a 2024 car, and it's from Hyundai. Hyundai.
Yeah, Hyundai. Yeah.
You would think it's got better technology, but it's not. It's slow, dated. Don't get me wrong, the highway driving assist function on it is a bit autonomous. Fantastic.
Yeah.
But other than that, they need to step up the game.
I think driving assist, for most people out there, their first impression is, I don't trust the car, I'll do it myself, so it's not important to me.
Correct.
When you get them, do you find it's a bit different? Do you find you use it?
I do on motorways,
Yeah,
because it changes lanes for you, it steers in the lane, and it adapts to the car in front of you and all around you. So for me, it's phenomenal.
And this comes to a full stop if there's traffic and starts up again. Now, because a lot of cars don't.
They don't, no.
10 mile an hour just cuts off and you're on your own. And
this goes all the way to stop. It's brilliant. Yeah. And it all came included in the car.
Yes. Yes.
So you don't have to pay a license for it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So your driving experience in it, comfort, style, noise, everything else?
Phenomenal. So when I first got the car, I drove 1,200 miles within a week.
Wow.
And normally I'll get bad back pain, feel quite tired. Nothing. No issues at all with this.
Yeah.
Really, really comfy. And it's really, really quiet as well, because it's got double glazing glass all the way around.
Right.
It just cuts out any wind noise.
Yeah. It really is. People don't appreciate it. These are fast cars.
They certainly are, yeah.
Tesla's fast car.
Yeah.
But do you find you tend to drive it a little bit calmer? You're a bit more relaxed, a bit more... or do you use the power?
Well, I'm 29 years old.
You use the power, okay.
I use the power, which is why, my mileage drops ever so slightly, because I'm quite heavy-footed. Yeah. But if I drove very economically, I can get 300 miles out of this easily.
Yeah, which is a good range.
It's a very good range, yeah.
Particularly for most people. I know you do some of your mileage for business.
Yes, I do, yeah.
For most people, it's commute, isn't it?
It is.
10, 20 mile a day.
Which is nothing.
Range anxiety, what is it?
Yeah, exactly.
20 miles. If you've got range anxiety on 20 miles, you've got a problem.
You certainly do, yes, exactly.
So, you're on, what, a 2, 3 or 4 year?
This is a 4 year.
It's a 4 year?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And you're happy? You don't think you've made the wrong decision?
If the technology was much better, then I'm very happy with this
one.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just changing. And when you come to renew it in
4 years,
3.5 years' time,
Yep.
You'll be sticking with EVs?
100%.
Oh, there's no danger you're going back
I'm never ever going back to petrol again.
Why?
Well, I drove a petrol car when I was in Ireland, and it just felt like I was going back in time. Yeah. It felt very uncomfortable, having to change gears all the time, having to be mindful of going to petrol station and stuff. Yeah. As soon as I got back in my car,
I said it's a bit like the old desktop computer with a keyboard, mouse and screen against a tablet.
Exactly.
And you think, why did we do that?
Yeah, and why would I want to go back to that?
Yeah, we don't.
No.
Yeah. Okay, so you're a dedicated fan.
I certainly am, yes. Yeah, I love EVs and I'll always recommend them. I mean, I did email Hyundai about their app and I said, look, we need some widgets on the homepage of the app or for your iPhone so you could turn on the climate control rather than going into the app.
Yes.
And then they released the update a few months after with what I recommended.
So you actually... Do you think that's a coincidence, or do you think they're listening?
I don't think they're allowed to say, but I think so. Yeah, they must have listened to me. Because I always send them like emails of feedback. So I ask all the Ioniq 6 owners what they want from an app.
Okay.
And then write the email up, send it off to Hyundai.
Yeah.
And then hopefully in the future they might listen and increase it.
Because it is an evolution.
It is.
Particularly things like batteries.
Yeah.
Because he's Korean, South Korean.
Yes.
And obviously you've got big battery manufacturers over there as well. There's a massive amount happening on the batteries.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that's going to transform these. When you're talking at the moment about 200, 250, 300 mile range,
it's nothing.
You're going to be lucky 500, 600 mile range.
Easy.
Yeah. So in terms of charging, you touched on it briefly. Do you hit any problems?
We do when we use a Tesla open for all, because they limit at 100 kilowatts.
Yes.
Because this is an 800 volt architecture.
Yep.
Tesla's only 400. Yep. So as we mentioned previously, it caps out about 100.
Yeah. That's the car capping in, not the Tesla supercharger.
Yes. Yeah.
Just for the viewers.
Yes.
Yeah. and by the way, Porsche Taycan.
Yeah.
The basic model is capped at 70 kilowatts. On a Porsche Taycan.
So note to self then, don't get a Taycan.
However, the next model up, if you can't do a retrofit, if you order the next model up, it's 150 kilowatts.
Which is a little bit better.
And a Porsche Taycan there.
Yeah.
Not. But so we've got a lot of technology changing, and a lot of that's going to come from batteries. And South Korea is a very, very big manufacturer of batteries.
Yeah.
So you're just hoping they're catching up on the technology.
There's always hope, Dave. There's always hope.
Okay, I gather you test drove Tesla.
I did, yes.
What was it stopped you choosing a Tesla?
Comfort and the build quality.
Okay.
If Tesla could, improve on that, Tesla will be a world leader, which they already are, granted. But in terms of comfort and build quality, they need to focus more on that.
Yeah, it's a difference in attitude. Whereas it's a Korean manufacturer, very big ICE cars,
absolutely,
petrol and diesel, and they've just transferred as much as they can over to this. So that side of it is sorted. It's just the technology hasn't caught up.
Correct.
Whereas the Teslas, they start with the technology and they, we'll just slap a body on it.
And it can show.
But the whole scene is changing rapidly. Tesla's changing. The chargers, by the way, I'm sure you know, the V4 chargers. Well, the V4 chargers are already capable of 1,000 volts. They're just capped by the cabinet.
Correct.
And the V4 cabinets are coming in from 2025.
Brilliant.
So that means you'll get up to 1,000 volts and 500 kilowatts.
Oh,
well.
So I'll be in and out in 5 minutes, but you'll be waiting another 10, 15 minutes.
Well, mine is 9 years old. I'm capped off at 150. Mine's way out of date. But then again, even the new ones, the
Model 3 Highlands.
Model and the Y, they're capped at 250.
Wow, okay.
And that was F, 250, 400 volts. That's all Teslas.
Which you would have thought Tesla might have implemented like an 800 volt architecture, which is having a Cybertruck.
Well, they have, and the next model out, the Model 2, which is coming out in 2025, that one will be 800 volt architecture. Because it's cheaper to build them.
It is. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So just build a cheaper one. Oh, it happens to be 800. But of course, that then gives Tesla the problem. You won't be able to get the full speed out on a Model 2 on a 400 volt charger. They're going to have to build the doubler in it until all the chargers catch up.
Oh, wow.
So they're going to be selling the Model 2 800 volt capable, and they've got no 800 volt chargers. And so they're all going to be charging at my speed until all the cabinets are updated.
Which won't
and then
take
all
long.
of a sudden it'll just rocket.
It will, yes. And Tesla Tails will rocket even further.
But I just picture that 500 kilowatt chargers. It's just
as a luxury.
Stunning. Oh, and about 30p a kilowatt hour. Sorry, I shouldn't.
I just feel a little bit sick. Whereas I pay 79p per kilowatt hour.
Okay. So, you looking for more members? Are you looking to grow this?
Yeah, we certainly are. Yeah, we want more people to think about going traditional. So looking at the Ioniq 6s, Ioniq 5s, because they are beautiful cars. I know people say it's a bit like Marmite. They look a bit like a Porsche on Wish.
Not that extreme, but it is very much in the eye of the beholder. You look at them and you either think, wow, that's nice, or you look at them and think, I'm not sure. It's not a Marmite. I hate it.
Yes, no, exactly.
Just, I'm not entirely sure.
No, but when people actually look inside of it and drive it, their opinions instantly change. Because it's so comfy.
Yes. Yeah, it's good. So, we're going to finish there then, Jack. So thank you very much for your time.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
It's great to meet up with you. Great to meet up with so many cars.
Absolutely.
And we're now going to do some filming in them. So,
by all means.
We'll have a look and see if what you're saying
is true.
I believe.
Okay, by all means.
So, thanks very much, Jack.
No worries, thank you.
So, I'm Dave. That's it for now. If you've enjoyed the video, please click the like button. If you'd like to see more like this, please subscribe. Everyone counts. So, thanks very much. I'm Dave.